Hey everybody, this is Mark Blanton, and this is
Dr. Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism.
And we have amazing packages to Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. So we would like to see you guys here. All you have to do is just go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and we'll make sure that your trip here is amazing.
See you here in sunny South Africa.
The food, the music, the vibe. Kick off your summer at the Ohio Black Expo Riverfront Culture Fest. Get your Black History Month discount now for a limited time. Free tickets to the Ohio Black Expo. Yeah, free. February discount all month long. Celebrate Black excellence. Experience the African diaspora at its finest. Go to OhioBlackExpo.com for tickets, updates, and more. Tell your friends. Share with family. There's no other place to be Memorial Day weekend. Visit OhioBlackExpo.com. That's OhioBlackExpo.com.
Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At CPRfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at CPRfirm.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, yeah.
Do you have a sex agency?
No.
Are you a pimp, as people like Jimon saying about you online?
I am sexy, but I'm not about that. I'm not about these sex guys, you know?
So I make love to them.
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
You're not married?
Yeah.
You're so hot and sexy. And when somebody worships me too much, I hate it. It's about being a go-getter and hustle hard.
Watch Slay Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. It is March the 4th. We are moving along very well. I know a lot of the kids, from what I'm hearing, got spring break next week. That's quick. We are sitting up here talking about the kids being out for spring break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad y'all decided to join us tonight. Some of y'all are just creeping on in. Scoot over a little bit. Some of y'all creeping on in, and that's good. That's good. I know Trump supposed to be doing his State of the Union address about top of the hour as well. So we'll make sure that we, we will be done before that happen, right? And that's that. Now I know that the Shields are talking about it. Everybody been sending me with the Shields have been talking about they not gonna watch it. They gonna do this. They gonna do that. Nobody cares. Like, I don't know why people listen. The Shields and what they do has no cultural relevance or just relevance in general. Nobody cares. They're not going to watch. Who cares? I mean, is Trump not going to talk because you're not watching? He going to say what he want to say anyway. So like he don't care. Like you act like spoiled children, especially if you are in a news space. Then you really need to be listening to what he's actually saying so you can know what to critique or what to agree with, right? But when you act like a petulant child, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Like, we all had to listen to what Biden had to say, and we didn't like to hear some of the things he said. But hey, you have to listen to find out what's going on, So I don't know. And then the funny part about it, I would go a little bit with it. Maybe if they were like 19, 20-year-olds talking like that, okay, they young, they got some growing up to do. But when you have people that is senior citizens, definitely, middle-aged, some people, clearly, they have been living life and they're acting like spoiled brats because their candidate didn't win. I don't know. I don't have that kind of time to follow people like that. Or that kind of energy. I just don't have the time because there's so much going on, at least with me and what we're trying to do. Like worrying about them. I'm like, man, look, I'm having conversations about producing episodes, of our show, the other shows that we trying to do in Nigeria, trying to get that set up, right? All right, we talking about things in South Africa. Okay, we got to get something set up in Kenya. Okay, we got to get some things set up here that we're trying to do, right? A lot of things we're trying to do here. So, like, we really don't have that kind of time to worry about Shields. But Biden was mumbling and bumbling. We were still listening. Of course. He was the president, so we got to listen to what he had to say at the time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so tonight, we're going to talk about your girl, Jasmine Crockett. Now, last night, it just hit me about Jasmine Crockett, and I said, oh, okay, I got to spend a little time on Jasmine Crockett. I got to watch everything she's saying. I have to walk through it. I have to take my time, show y'all what she got going on, and showing y'all why she is the new Democrat Trojan horse. And we're going to get to that here in a minute. I want to thank everybody who has definitely joined us on the African Diaspora News Channel app. Greatly appreciate that. It's wonderful to have you. Of course, we always say we want to try to get at least 10 people per stream to come join us on the app. On Fridays, we do our live stream on the app only. So make sure you download the app and you can choose monthly, quarterly, annual, or you can choose lifetime membership and join us there. Now, when you're a lifetime member, hey, you never have to worry about any kind of price increase or anything like that. Now, I know next year we're going to have to raise the price a little bit, which I've been advised. We should have did it this year and say, nah, we're going to wait one more year before we decide to do that based on what all the other competitors are doing. So we'll do it next year, right? I believe we'd be in a better position to do that next year. So take advantage if you want to do lifetime. Also, I want to appreciate just our team here, in the various countries they're working in. And all the content they're producing, whether they video editing, business management, journalist, graphic designer, whether they're doing the taxes or just even hitting the ground, running on some things, just appreciate everybody, because it takes a lot of people to get what we have here done and many different working parts. And so we definitely appreciate everybody here. I mean, y'all just see the finished product. There's a whole lot that goes on to get to the finished product. I tell you that much. Then life happens. All of us here got lives of our own, families, maybe, husbands, wives, children, just different things that happen, right? And we're still navigating and doing what we got to do to produce here. It's a lot of stress. I'm telling you this. I always tell people the YouTube platform is extremely stressful because of their rules. That's why we're pushing so hard about our app. We're pushing very hard. We have a goal, and our goal is to, definitely hit 10,000 members on our app. Because like I said, to me, 10,000 members on our app is like 2 million subscribers on YouTube. I mean, is that good, actually, with that minimum amount of people, and it's ours, right? So we trucking along. We're doing pretty good. This past Black History Month promo, a lot of people joined. I appreciate everybody that joined the Black History Month promo. Some people may ask, when y'all gonna do another promo? We're thinking about, maybe doing one. I don't know. It'd probably be pretty soon, at the latest, Juneteenth. That'd be the latest. But stay tuned, 'cause we may do something just for Easter weekend. We can put the same promo, 20% off of an annual. So, but hey, don't wait till then. Just go ahead and join us and get in with me. All right, I'm looking at my hand. He has something on my hand. Don't y'all hate that happen? You look down and you say you have some skin bothering you on your hand. All right. So let me stop. Let's get to Jasmine Crockett. Let me get to Jasmine Crockett. One person says, please categorize the videos on the app. Well, if you go on the app and you hit browse, there's a section that says news. There's a section that says interviews. There's a section that says AD&C originals. There's a section that says movies. They are actually categorized. You just got to go select the right category. So they're not like all thrown in like talking about, right? So I'm just letting you know they do have a section where you can just kind of look for it. And also it has a search bar where you want to search a particular thing, you can actually find it. All right. So Jasmine Crockett, let's get to our main thing we want to look at tonight, the definition. What is a Trojan horse? A Trojan horse is a person or thing intended secretly. They're not open what they're doing. They had a secret meeting with an entity, and they want to secretly undermine or bring the downfall of an enemy or opponent. Now, remember, they're doing this secretly, and what we're going to focus more so on the undermining, because they can't make FBAs have a downfall. Now, we know FBAs are definitely their enemy and their opponent, because we are the people that stand in the way of their agenda. We made them crash and burn in the election. The old Trojan horses like Clyburn, people like that don't work anymore. Can't bring him out because Clyburn has been just exposed, ran through the coals. So Clyburn got to go sit down in his rocking chair and do whatever he's going to do in South Carolina. So they had to bring out a new Trojan horse. Who is that new Trojan horse? The new Trojan horse is Jasmine Crockett. As I said before, she's loud and she's not saying anything. But I'm going to bring some clips, and I want y'all to look at this and how this Trojan horse is actually trying to work to secretly, and she's intending to secretly undermine FBAs. I always tell people, pay attention to the words of what people say. Listen intently what they say and listen intently what they don't say. You understand? Okay? Now, we're going to take a clip I saw here of Jasmine Crockett, and she's extremely extra in what she do. She's not even normal in some things. And she's doing this extreme performative things that doesn't even make sense at times. It's a time and place for some of that, but what she's doing constantly, it doesn't make sense. So on this clip here, I want to play this, and you tell me what's wrong with this clip. Give me a second. Let's cue this up.
Programs have seen limited success because many companies who committed to providing broadband went into default after radically underestimating their cost. It doesn't say anything about diversity. And the final thing that I will say is that this election, I didn't ask you a question. The final thing that I will say is that this election is the best example of why y'all are so afraid of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because then you can't have a simple-minded, underqualified white man somehow end up ascending. Instead, you've got to pay attention to the qualified black woman that is on the other side. And with that, I will yield.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question about that. What did y'all hear in that little time. What did you hear? Now, some people to the untrained ear, well, Phil, you heard what she said? She got him told. Yeah, Phil. There is a lot of them who's unqualified. They get these positions. Okay, to the untrained ear, that would impress you, what she just said. Did y'all pick up on some things that she said in that piece? Did y'all pick that up? I know some of y'all pick it up. Yeah, yes. Okay. Well, you actually, this lady CC from the Dirty, but you actually joined a membership for a channel that's a joke? Like, that doesn't make sense. But hey, you paid for it. You can stay. That's fine. So what did y'all actually hear? What did you hear from her? Some people said racial. That's the small part of it. Even though it didn't make no sense to go there, because when the guy said, well, you want to know why it went up, she didn't even want to engage into that. Now, if you go engage into any kind of banter like that about anti-black racism, you want to make sure that you have something in front of you to say, well, listen, I'm noticing based on these contracts that all the black companies that was trying to get this, all of them was cut out and they only had the white companies. Why we keep seeing this pattern with this about every time a black company come up, y'all get rid of them, but they're only doing white companies, and you have a pattern and you have evidence of these things happening. When you are in a government setting and different things like this, you have to bring your facts. You have to bring your evidence. You could do speculation, all that, all you want online. But when you come to something like that, you're a congressperson, right? You got to bring the facts, and then that way people won't call you silly. If the man just told you, well, you want to hear why it went up, and she's not an expert in broadband, obviously, then you need to listen to that part and maybe see if you can engage that part of it, right? But let's throw that away, because she didn't want to really hear anything that he had to say. But let me cue this up one more time, because there's something else that caught my ear at the end what she said.
Programs have seen limited success because many companies who committed to providing broadband went into default after radically underestimating their cost. It doesn't say anything about diversity. And the final thing that I will say is that this election, I didn't ask you a question. The final thing that I will say is that this election is the best example of why y'all are so afraid of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because then you can't have a simple-minded, underqualified white man somehow end up ascending. Instead, you've got to pay attention to the qualified.
Okay, now, imagine Marjorie Taylor Greene talking to a black man on Nancy Mace, and she says, yeah, a simple and unqualified black man ascending to this position. Now, you know good and well they would lose their mind. I'm a firm believer of, if we don't want no one to be discriminatory or whatever toward us, then we don't need to speak that way toward nobody else either. I'm a firm believer of that. Because if you feel that it's okay to talk like that, then what it tells me is, oh, you really want to be like the white supremacists. You just mad that you're not in a position to do it. You're not really sickened by racism, white supremacy. You just mad that you can't do it and you can't do the oppression. You take away the moral position that you have and the moral high ground when you want to commit the sin, because you feel like, well, I'm the victim of it. Now I want to do it. Right. So that doesn't really sound too good. And that doesn't make your argument any better. Right? What they got to do with the broadband. But let me get to the last part real quick.
Black woman that is on the other side. And with that, I will yield.
Okay, now you gender warring. You gender warring at that point. And we know the Democrats are always trying to use gender warring to break up the unity of black men and black women. Why you had to say that? There was no reason for that. You could stand on business but this woman does not stand on business for FBAs. She don't do it. She is standing on business for Democrats and their agenda, right? Now, she is what I call a Trojan horse. And because the Democrats know some of the psychology of some black people is that you respond to that sister girl, head wagging, sassy kind of talk. They know this. So they trying the same, like Kamala says, the same old tired playbook, shout out to Kamala, to get you right back. Hopefully Jasmine can reel a lot of y'all back into the Democrat plantation. Okay. Now let's take it a step further, because we're going to go all the way up to maybe recently today. There's another one from last year. Listen to Jasmine. Listen to Jasmine this time.
It's because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed, that y'all are the ones that are being harmed.
All right. So what did y'all fully hear from Jasmine X? Because she went full Jasmine X on that one, right? I say, whoa, listen to Jasmine X. I say, my Lord, man, you need to get her to sign up for some MGT classes or something. The way she talking, you would think that she. Now, did you hear some of the language she was using? She was very animated about it. Certain things she didn't say either that I paid attention to. Did you catch some things that she didn't say when she was pointing out racism? Did you catch that? Interesting thing to say. Did y'all catch it? Well, listen, see, Natasha, that's how Trojan horse gets you, because they're going to use some truth. They have to. That's the only way. Listen, and we're going to talk about it again. Hold on. This person or thing is intended secretly to undermine you and bring the downfall of your enemy. How can a person undermine you if they don't give you some truth? The devil himself will always give you some truth, but it's wrapped in a lie. So if the Bible teaches that the devil will give you some truth, the devil himself not going to even give you all lies. He going to give you some truth to it, right? But in the end, what happens when you listen to him? Certain destruction. Now, yes, there's going to be some truth in what she say, but you're not really listening deep enough to really hear what she's not saying. Now, let's play this again. Because she did a few things here.
It's because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country.
Now, that would be a truth. That would be I can't deny that, right? Okay, nothing to argue about.
You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression.
Another truth, right? Remember, I'm going to always acknowledge truth. Now, let's continue. That did happen.
We didn't ask to be here. We not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen.
Okay. Listen to the language she said. She said, we're not the same migrants that y'all come against. It said, she made sure now who speak that way. You remember, a Trojan horse has to align with you some way, form, or fashion with her language. So basically she was saying, we're not immigrants and we didn't flee. She said that. But Jasmine Crockett is very pro-immigration. So 1 minute you're saying we not migrants and we didn't flee. But then she turns around and say we were stolen. Now, history shows that, yes, some of us came through the transatlantic slave trade. A lot of us did. But there was already people here. There was Africans that already sailed here and was on this land. Even Christopher Columbus met black folks when he landed in the Caribbean. He talked about it. Black folks was all over the world. They tell you the first European is an African. They tell you that. The original Asians isn't African. If you look at them old pictures, look at why you think Norton Sentinel Island got all those black folks over there, right? We were all over the world traveling. We've been living a lot longer than the folks. We have navigated this whole earth. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of the story, but that's not the full story. But where somebody hear her say that, say, yeah, see, Phil, she right. And see, she say, we're not immigrants, Phil. See, she say, some of us were stolen, but we're not immigrants. Okay, let's continue to listen to what she said.
So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed.
And that's the fallacy right there. She messed up. You say, what you mean? What do you mean? No, she was talking about they all have been saying they're oppressed. Oh, yeah. But she said on this side of the aisle. So you mean to tell me all the other ones on her side of the aisle is benevolent, the most great people on earth? They are not like those mean Republicans over there. They're not like them. What happened to that great Democrat called Gavin Newsom? Why he and the California Legislative Black Caucus together sabotage reparations? He's a part of the folks community, right? Then Camilla Moore come here and say, hey, everybody's saying up there that Gavin do not even want that bill to even pass because he don't want to have to veto it. Right? What about your past president, Joe Biden? He's part of the folks community. He set up here and helped write up the 1994 crime bill. What about y'all first black president? I'm not talking about Barack Obama. I'm talking about William Jefferson Clinton, better known as Bill Clinton. You know, because some of y'all back in the day, because I remember when he went on Arsenio Hall playing a saxophone, and oh boy, some black folks had lost their mind, and y'all heard he was smoking a little bit, and oh, y'all lost. Oh man, he like a black person. Yeah, he was like a black person, all right. He sure was, and he signed that 1994 crime bill and helped devastate the black community. That first black president that y'all had, right? He was part of the folks community. Was that not racism? Now, fast forward to Biden's presidency. His community has a major addiction to opioids. He didn't lock his community up, did he? There was no mass incarceration. That same 1994 crime bill is still on the books. And it's amazing how that crime bill didn't mass incarcerate his people, but it sure mass incarcerated mine. But it's only the mean Republicans. They're the ones who are the anti-black racists, not the Democrat ones, not them who have put bills on the table to harm FBAs. I seen what Democrats done to FBAs with that crime bill. I seen so many people in my own neighborhood go to prison, but yet their community have the same issue, and they're not, and 12 is not running their house and going to take all their family members and everybody to prison. Every time I look up things that happen to us, all this undermining of the black community, what political party and who controls that party did it to us? Was it those mean Republicans over there that did it? And Democrat ran cities too. We're not talking about some Republican rural area somewhere. We're talking about Democrat ran cities. Chicago, Democrat ran. New York City, Democrat ran. Boston, Democrat ran. Pick one. They run the cities. So if they were so much great, they don't practice anti-black racism, well, why are they constantly undermining FBAs? See, if Jasmine was really about the truth, she would be talking about the Republicans and the Democrats. That's what she would be talking about, both of them. Because the Democrats feel the exact way as those same Republicans talking about they're oppressed. They feel the exact same way. They just play the game a little better, the Democrats. They'll pat you on the back. Understand? They'll give you some symbolism. Because some of you want to say, oh, well, I want somebody that look like me. And instead of saying, I want somebody that's going to do something for me. Not that I don't care about somebody that look like me. I look like myself. I want somebody that's going to do something for me. That's going to give tangibles. You say she's stealing too. Yeah. Well, this is what they have to do in order to be a good Trojan horse. You gotta have the language. So let me cue this back up.
That y'all are the ones that are being harmed.
Okay. Now that's that. Now, the same Jasmine Crockett. Now you would say, hey, Phil, but okay, she said some things wrong here and there, but she seemed like she's for the people, man. Come on, Phil. You being too harsh on Jasmine. Well, why, Phil? Come on, man. Let her make it. Let her and all her, flipping of the hair and all the things that she do, let her make it, man. All right. Okay. All right. Well, this is part of the reason too why I can't let them make it. Let's
because of their incompetence. So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you if you are unable to find a job, because I am telling people we are headed towards a recession because the United States government is the 15th largest employer in the world. And so firing those that work for the federal government isn't going to necessarily create new jobs in private industry.
Okay, I always play that clip and let her, because she was complaining that everybody was cutting it off. Okay, so this is the same woman that says she don't know what $5,000 will do for you if you don't have a job. Okay, so if she really standing on business, why she would say that when she know good and well this country has been giving billions of dollars to foreigners, billions of dollars. They just cut some funding recently to study what cow flatulence do to the atmosphere. They was actually paying money to study cow flatulence. But we're not in the business of giving money. Do you understand? So how so much you supposed to be a sister girl for the community? You should be the main one out there talking about we need money. This woman never talks about reparations, y'all. She never talks about reparations in the form of cash payments. Now, if you go up to her, she'll probably tell you a study. But she don't talk about that. Why? Because she's not for the black community. She's for the Democrats. That's what she's for. Now, let me get to one of the main things that I caught today. That's something I wanted to home in on. Check this out.
I said I wasn't going to talk because we've had so many amazing speakers, but I really just want to sum up kind of what we've heard. I know that there are going to be those that are going to say things like, oh, well, the Dem Women Caucus got out there and they only talked about women's issues. I want to be clear about one thing. Women's issues, they are all of our issues, because the last time I checked, we all came from a woman. And so to hear the story of a mother talk about her fight for her child, I want to make clear that when we hear the stories of the economic impact, these are stories that are impacting all of us. It's not just women. Unfortunately, we had an opportunity to have a woman lead this country, and I promise you she would have led us to the promised land. But instead, we got somebody that seems like he want to take us to hell and back again. But
Oh, God. Okay. I had to stop that. Okay. Kamala Harris, who's 1 minute an Indian, 1 minute black, 1 minute I don't know what she talking about, right? She don't even know what she is. That lady was going to lead us to the promised land. What is the promised land, Jasmine? What is that? Like, y'all need to get it out your head. That lady wasn't going to lead us to nothing. I mean, she was going to get us, please. I would not want to see that lady. I never want to see that lady on the world stage. Nobody take her seriously. Do you seriously think that she would have handled Zelensky like he got handled when he came to the Oval Office? She wouldn't have handled him like that. Zelensky would have left with a bag, and we would have still been paying for his war. What Trump and them do? You know what? We cutting off your aid. We not sending you no more weapons. Oh, you know what Zelensky's saying now? Hey, Trump, I want to sign that mineral deal. I want a ceasefire. Hey, what can we do to do that, man? Because I'm ready. I am ready today. That's amazing how quick he changed his tune. Do you think Kamala would have did that? No. She'd have been giving him weapons and having that going on and on and on and on and on. And possibly going to World War III. That's what she would have did. Because nobody respected that lady. She laughed too much to respect her. Like, you couldn't take her seriously because she laughed too much. Like, what's so funny? Like, nobody's joking with you. This is not a comedy show. This is some serious business. So what promised land was she going to take us to, Jasmine? I'm trying to figure that one out. Man, please.
I'm trying to tell y'all that we, the women of the DWC, will not stand for that. We won't stand for cruelty when we can have kindness. We won't stand for greed over good. We won't stand for fealty over fearlessness on behalf of our constituents. Right now, what we have is criminality versus constitutionality. So I am pleading with the American people to tap into your power, because we know that the power has always been with the people. It is time for you to rise up. One of the things that our fearless leader has said is that we are the resistance. But we can't resist without you. We only hold these seats as your representation. And I promise you, we are going to fight until the end to make sure that your voices and your stories are not put on mute. But at the end of the day, we need you to keep showing up and showing out. Whether you have a Republican who acts like they don't want to listen to you, show up to those town halls. Whether you have a Democrat, continue to encourage them to fight for what makes sense, not just for some, but for all of us in this country. So with that, I say God bless, but make sure y'all stand with women. Because listen, again, if we would have had a woman in power, we wouldn't have to have this conversation.
Now, she said that she wasn't trying to make a speech, but yeah, she was reading a speech off of her phone. Jasmine, you were lying. I know when somebody's reading a speech. I saw it. But those women, let's talk about those women you're talking about. And when you're saying women, you're talking about white women, okay? Because when somebody says women, they say black women, they say Hispanic women, they say whatever. Those so-called women that's standing behind you, they voted for Trump. I'm talking about their group. They voted for Trump. When it was Hillary Clinton, someone from their own community, they voted for Trump. Those women. And the reason why she's begging people to come fight and do whatever, because nobody listening to her, nobody paying attention to her. Black folks is not getting out there and doing a thing. Black folks is having a much needed rest. Much needed rest. Let them do whatever they want to do. We'll watch what's going on. We'll talk about what's going on, but we're not getting involved. Getting involved for what? What are we getting out of it? If we go and put ourselves in harm's way, what do we get? Do we get reparations out of it? Do we get an anti-black hate crime bill? I mean, what are we getting? We're getting some sort of great jobs. What are we getting out of it? We're getting some laws put on the books. That's what right now we are. I think they call Missouri. Don't they call Missouri the show me state? If I'm not mistaken. Missouri. Those of you from Missouri, isn't that right? The show me state. Well, I think that's something that FBAs have adopted. You have to show me something. We're not getting out here and doing anything. We're not, you said it's, hold on. Would you say Milwaukee? I thought it was Missouri. Hold on. Let me double check because I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to call the wrong state. Just give me a second. Hold on. Yeah, I was right. Missouri. I was right. And no, it's one of those things like they say, if you pay me. That's one of those things with black folks right now. It's no virtue signaling. It's no, it's just not right. Y'all got to get out here because y'all do what's right. No, we don't. We done enough for what is right. And what do we get out of it? We got disrespect. That's what we got out of it. Being ostracized. the Democrat Party brought in a bunch of hostile foreign nationals. And on top of these hostile foreign nationals, they took our tax dollars and papered all these people up in our own communities. They coming over in 1 to 2 years, getting a home, not an apartment to rent, a home. Remember that story out of Chicago? Venezuelan family, daddy, wife, children, and even the dog got a home in a black neighborhood, all these first-time home buyer credits, but got black folks in the same neighborhood still renting and cannot even buy a home in their own community. That's what the Democrats have done to FBAs. And it's nothing Jasmine Crockett can do. She can do all the sassy performative things she wants. She is the sassy mammy to me. She is, because she does not advocate for FBAs. She's talking about women. She says black women. So here we go. Gender warring. Won't call out the racism in her own party, right? Using terms like people of color, which we know the term people of color is a curse word, literally, right? We don't use the term people of color because we know that term is nothing but a finesse. We don't care about DEI because if you're fighting for DEI, you're fighting for white women to get preferential, treatment in jobs and hiring, because it's proven that DEI benefited white women, and black women in particular, or black men, were at the bottom of DEI hiring. I'm not going to advocate for no program that's going to have black people at the bottom. I'm going to advocate for a program that have black people at the top. Affirmative action had black people at the bottom, not at the top. This is why I will not advocate for no DEI, no affirmative action. And let me tell you something about DEI. If you have to put down a DEI program in your company, it lets me know that you are, or your company had anti-black racist sentiments. Because you know why? Hiring is intentional. You can practice DEI as the foundation of your company. You don't have to write nothing down to say, we're going to include this group, that group, and we're going to be diverse. Like, why do you got to put that down? Just do it. Like the Nike slogan, just do it. You ain't got to write no policy for that. You can look in your workspace and say, okay, if that's what you want to do, DEI, you can look and say, okay, hold on. I want this percent of my workforce to be this, that percent of my workforce to be that. I want a complete diverse. If that's what you want to do, right? You don't need so when they say, well, get rid of DEI, okay, fine. If DEI is your foundation of your company, you can get rid of the DEI tomorrow. You're still going to do what you're doing, right? All these companies, remember, DEI didn't come up until George Floyd. And the black community didn't ask for DEI. They was talking about justice for George Floyd, not DEI. The corporate structure was fearful because the uprisings was harming their business. So they were like, hey, okay, we're going to do this thing called diversity, equity, inclusion. And we're going to just start hurry up hiring a bunch of black folks and throwing them up front and say, see, look, don't destroy our store. We got this black woman that's part of our new diversity, equity, inclusion. So look, you got a black person in high leadership. Don't burn down our stuff. They did all that to save themselves. And now since they don't fear anything, now they can say, well, it's Trump, it's him. No, y'all been wanting to get rid of that. It's not Trump. You're using Trump. Because y'all wasn't serious. And I know that about the folks. I know they're not serious. Because it's not in the culture to believe in DEI. That's a cultural thing. That's why, but I don't get mad at them because it's their business. If they don't want to practice DEI as a foundation of their business, then that's their right. That's why we have to create our own businesses as FBAs. That's why when we create our business, we start hiring people within our community, and we don't have to worry about DEI at that point. Yeah, like Keisha say, DI means hiring the women, the white women. So look at all these federal jobs being lost. Oh my God, all the federal jobs. If that was a bunch of black people and the majority of the workforce was black people, you wouldn't hear nothing about what Trump is doing about laying off federal workers. So you're sure some FBAs lost their jobs, sure. But I'm telling you, the majority is losing their jobs to the federal government right now. It's the folks, not us. We're not the majority of the federal workforce. Always remember, anything that's harming us specifically, they don't care. They don't really care. Even during the pandemic, if that was just harming us specifically and not really them, they wouldn't have been rushing to do anything about it. Let me say it like that. You know what platform I'm on. They wouldn't have been rushing to do a thing about it. They were like, okay, them black folks, they not clean. They not this. They not that. Oh, they getting this disease. They'd have came up with some laws to keep black people away from them. Right? But because it was touching them, that's what the urgency was. Y'all gotta remember when it first jumped off, man, like Europe got hit bad. And if you remember, in the African continent, they wasn't even getting it. If you go back to remember that time, Haiti, they wasn't even getting it. And they didn't even have what they were offering for it. They didn't even want it. And it was interesting. Every president, like, President Jovenel in Haiti, he didn't want what they was offering, and he lost his life. And President Magufuli in Tanzania at the time, he didn't want what they were offering. And, he took a trip to Kenya, and all of a sudden something happened to him. Nobody said nothing that he was having issues. Then the president of Madagascar, he didn't want what they were offering, and they was trying to take his life. You remember all that? Because I do, because I remember covering it all. So always remember, if something's happening to us, they don't care. They don't care at all. They're like, oh, good. You remember at that time period, they was like Birdman hand rub. Woo! It's about to tear Africa up. Oh boy, they were getting ready. Bill Gates was getting ready, right? And it didn't happen that way. It didn't happen. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to people like Jasmine Crockett is she's not going to be successful. Let me say this much. She's not going to be successful. We already clocked Jasmine. That's the thing. She's not going to be successful in what she's doing. She's not going to draw people back to the Democrat plantation. It's not going to happen because it's people like myself and many others that's clocked Jasmine already, and we're going to keep a spotlight on Jasmine. And she'll fizzle out. She's not really that tough to deal with, to be honest with you. She's kind of like a rock in an empty Coke can. You shake that can, it's loud. Oh, it's loud, but there's nothing in there. No substance. That's really Jasmine Crockett. She's just a loud, empty can. That's it. That's it. And I hope that brother that's run against her beat her. I hope the people show up to vote and get her out, because I'm tired of Jasmine. All that performative stuff she's doing. She ain't standing on business for FBAs at all. She's not. She's not. She may talk just a little different here and there, maybe make it sound relatable, but Jasmine is boule. Jasmine is boule. Because when I looked into her parents, her father, he's in a fraternity. He was a pastor, but he's a fraternity, boule. Her mom, she worked at the Postal Service and she retired from the Postal Service. But the boule starts with the father. So that's like generational boule right there. Because, they're always going to put the boule in there. They're not going to find no true grassroots person to come take them positions. They all got to be connected to the boule. Okay, what you say you did a yearly, but you can't access live stream. What are you talking about? We only do live streams on Fridays. So I don't know what you're talking about. You can't access the live stream. Everybody who has a membership can access the Friday live streams. It's just we go live Friday, and that's it. And the past live streams are there. So I don't know why you say that. I mean, the only way you couldn't access it unless you couldn't get into the app, but that's not what you're saying. You just say you can't access the live stream. It's not nothing special, like no special section is locked up. Everything's the same. It's just on Friday, we do our live streams at Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll get it going. We'll let it go a few minutes, before I come on, just so people can come in, and then we go with it. So I don't, really know what issue you're having. Because what's the last one we did? Now I need to go check. Hold on. Because you can go search it out. Hold on. What was the last? Yeah, because we did the last one we done. Hold on. It's about Minister Farrakhan's warning to men, Trump versus Zelensky, and federal DI hires on FBAs. And that's the last one we did. Yeah, I want to double check it there. So no, it's there. It's there to go view. Nothing has changed. Everything's there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, tonight on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. That's very, very important. Tell your friends, tell your family, and also make sure you join us on the app because that's where we're putting all our new content, new series. That we are, working on, whether it's news, documentary, entertainment, whatever it may be, it'll be there, ladies and gentlemen. So join us there. If you're here, hey, it would be great to have at least 10 at minimum of you come join tonight. So thank y'all for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.